All right, so it's been almost 90 days here in Japan. So we're adding 90 to last year's, well, actually, I think last year was like more than 130 because we went back in November. Not gonna calculate exactly how much, but it was a lot of time. And I wanted to talk about basically my 3 month, I guess, adventure here in Kyoto and Tokyo. So I just got back to Kyoto today on night bus. Took a big nap afterwards. But 30 days was spent in Kyoto, and then basically, I'd say because I went back to Kyoto once before for about, I think, 3 days, and then now again for another 3 days, that would be not 60 days in Tokyo, but 54 days if we want to be exact. Yes, so 3 months in Japan again, and my experience with it again has been pretty amazing, pretty awesome. 30 days of it was spent in an apartment here in Kyoto, and then 60 days was spent, or 54 days was spent in a share house in a place called Ojima in Tokyo. And in terms of living experience, I think I like both quite a lot. But both have its ups and downs. But the apartment experience was actually really, really nice, to be honest. Other than the being alone a lot part of it, it felt very calming, and it felt like I got a lot of time to myself and had a chance to think and everything. I'd say the past like two-ish weeks after I finished the challenge for YouTube in Tokyo of just like creating a video on my main channel every day, I kind of got really, I guess, into hanging out with friends, like always going to the living room, making plans with my friends in the share house to go out to see a nice garden or something like that. And that was a great experience, but at the same time, I still felt like I was always socially engaged. And I think a part of me got a little lost in that. Like I didn't have as much reflection time. I mean, I could have, but I was definitely feeling, I guess, that exhaustion you get whenever you socialize maybe like too much. But you know, it was my last week or two there, and I felt like I was getting to know everyone more. Like, and I also regret somewhat not getting to know certain people more, like trying to make a bigger effort to hang out with them and everything. But you know, I also had to focus on the whole YouTube challenge as well. So my experience will probably be different from a lot of people's experiences because I kind of also like continue to do my stuff, I guess, and my stuff is always just like my own stuff for YouTube and piano and all that stuff. But I had a great time there regardless, and Mount Fuji was also a cool thing, and that's not part of Tokyo. Enoshima and Kamakura, also really, really cool, not part of Tokyo, which is ironic. It feels like some of the biggest highlights from my time while I was in the share house in Tokyo was like other places other than Tokyo. But there are plenty of very, very nice places in Tokyo. Like, I forgot the name of the gardens. Yeah, but a lot of them were very nice. And seeing my California friends there as well was a fun experience. Like I saw 3 different sets of friends, so that was kind of cool. And we would just basically go out and eat, and Ginza Art Aquarium, that was pretty cool. Anyways, a lot of experiences for sure, but I'd say at the end of all of it, the highlight for the experience was just being out here, feeling the different energy, getting to meet new people, bond with new people, make new experiences, new memories. Like I'm really happy to have made at least like 2 or 3 close friends. I'd say like three good friends once I was there. I basically yeah, I basically hung out with one person that was outside of the share house quite a lot, and we became really, really good friends. I shared some really, really special memories, honestly, like especially in Enoshima and that sunset. That was so beautiful. And then another friend who actually gave me like a card at the end, and it was very nice. Like just getting to. It was also a friend that I met outside of the share house, and we hung out at meetup events a lot. Like we would coordinate like to go to certain meetup events together, and that made it like more fun because it wasn't like me going all alone and being like, oh, who am I gonna meet? Is it gonna be a good meetup event? Is it not? At least my friend was there, and we met each other at a meetup event as well, a photography one, like a photo walk. So that was great, and I got to see her like right before I left as well. Like she basically helped me with carrying some luggages. It was raining when I went to the night bus area, and so I don't know what I would have done like without her. To be honest, I would have just like lugged around two luggages while trying to hold an umbrella, and that would have been impossible. So I'm really really grateful for her, and that last tonkatsu dinner was good. I learned a lot of Japanese from her, and then one more friend from the share house, and I'm also very grateful for her because she is holding on to my favorite blanket for when I come back to Tokyo. And she also has I guess I basically gave her my mini piano at this point since she's trying to learn it. So I'm glad that we became good friends towards the end as well, just hanging out a lot and just getting to know her and talk with her. She also speaks Cantonese, so it was like this combination of a lot of Japanese, Cantonese, and English. So it was really fun to actually do that. Like to just speak in Japanese until I didn't know a word and then say it in either English or Cantonese and so on. Like, yeah, very interesting experience for sure. But yeah, those are the highlights I'd say. The people, like the people are always a big part of it for me, and I think I wanted to just like mention the ones that really really like stood out to me. So 90 days, and that was basically like the majority of the 60 days, like the highlight, I guess. And then doing the whole YouTube challenge was very fun, and the whole like idea of talking about random concepts and really, really feeling good while I was doing it as well. Until I got food poisoning, and then after that, I felt like not as good, but still good in general. I'm still recovering from that break of momentum, to be honest. But yeah, it was a great experience, and I think we'll talk more about the specifics of it. But 90 days here again. I just feel like I gotta actually get, you know, I'm really actually reconsidering getting a student visa again, or like going to Japanese language school again, and actually being here for 6 months or more with a student visa. So yeah, we'll see. But overall, that was just like the summary of my experience. Catch you guys in the next one.